All right, boys, here's how we help Cody make $5,140 in 1 week with his online fitness coaching business. And make sure you stay this entire 10, 15-minute video because this can be something you've probably never heard of online at all. Like, this is a very unique perspective on how we help Cody make this amount of money. So that can be content, marketing, none of that shit. It's going to be something very obscure that, like, I've never heard people talk about online. And probably what you're missing inside your coaching business to help you make more money. So if you've been plateaued in your coaching business, you haven't been able to scale it for some reason, maybe you're even going down. I think this is the issue because this is the issue we found with Cody. Okay, so you can see the text message right here. So where that money came from, it was one new client for about $840, and he upsold 2 other clients. And we're gonna hone in on the upsell. Okay, we're gonna go over how he's able to upsell people and the value you can extract to that, and you can apply as well. And there's his Instagram right here, 2,820 followers. So doesn't have a whole bunch of followers. He was able to rip over $5,000 in 1 week, which was amazing. So here was Cody's problem when he came to me. He was struggling to get new leads, struggling to get testimonials, and struggling to make more money online. So he had in-person clients, like people he was training locally and online that he brought through some Facebook ads and people who knew and stuff like that, but he was trying to move online. So he came to me. So he was struggling to get new leads. Also testimonials. So he had some client transformations on his Instagram, but nothing insane, nothing that really stood out, right? And was also struggling to make more money. He was quite consistent at the amount of income he was making with his coaching business. So, what we did at first was focus on his Instagram story flow. I tend to find that's where most of the money is made online, is through the Instagram stories. So I was like, all right, got 2,000 followers. Let's see what we can, extract from that. Okay. Start the story flow, 5 to 10 videos each and every single day, laid it out for him. We implemented a video sales letter. So I'm sure you understand what a video sales letter is, pre-selling people on his coaching service, on his process. And then we also started uploading more reels each and every single day. But here's the thing, once we started to do that, is he still wasn't making more money. He was still struggling with the same exact problems over here. He got some people to reach out, but no new sales, right? So we had to ask yourself a question. Is it the product or is it the marketing? Because we focus on the marketing, and he was doing pretty good with it, right? He was uploading on his stories. He had a better line of messaging. He had the video sales letter. He was doing his story flow, yet nobody was still reaching out. And so we could take a look at marketing right here, right? His marketing was all right, but on our one-on-one calls, he kept feeling confused on how to make content that would get people to reach out. And even when they did, he was still looking confused on exactly how to help them. So even though he was putting in repetitions, he was consistent with posting on social media. We would get on those calls, and I would notice that he would still be like, I don't know exactly who I'm supposed to talk to. I don't know what type of content to exactly make, right? And also, when I am talking to people, I don't know really the solution I provide, right? And so I was like, we've gone over this a lot in many calls. So I decided, okay, let's kind of shift how we're thinking. So I took a look at his product and his back end and realized he had the average coaching business, right? That's what I realized. I was like, hold on. What does the coaching business actually look like? What do you do? It's like, well, I got the training programs, the meal plans, the weekly check-ins, the accountability, like a grocery list and stuff like that. I was like, that's all? I was like, that's the average coaching business right there. That's what the average person has, right? And so even though you could do everything with marketing, it's going to be hard for you to actually make more money. Your marketing could be perfect, but if your product sucks, if your service sucks, if it's just average, you're not going to make more money. Some people get lucky, right? But we're not going to rely fully on that. And you can look at the supply and demand curve, right? If there's a bunch of supply for something, then there's low demand. And there's a bunch of supply for average coaches. There's a whole bunch of people trying to be fitness coaches, and they provide the average things. Meal plans, check-ins, training programs, the average things. So we had to think about it. Okay, well, we're not making more money with more marketing, so let's take a step back and actually focus on the product. Because by focusing on the product, we could fix a lot of the issues he was having over here, right? Which was simply getting testimonials. And with better testimonials, he would get new leads. And with new leads, he would make more money, right? And also, if we developed his product better, right, then there wouldn't be as many people selling the same thing he's selling. He would put himself over here, and he would have more demand for his product. Okay, so Cody's product, like I said, was your typical coaching service: meal plans, training programs, weekly check-ins, accountability. Everyone has this type of coaching service. Your fucking grandma has it, right? Everyone's selling meal plans, training programs, weekly check-ins, accountability. What's different about it? There's nothing different about it. Cool, it's you. You're not that special. Come on, let's be realistic, okay? So When your product is very general, you end up speaking to a large group of people and no one feels spoken to by you, right? If you're selling this general service, not only on calls are you pitching the general service, but also in your content, you're attracting like just a broad audience because your service is very broad. It's just like it helps anybody get in shape, right? But if you really build out your product and you understand the exact transformation your product's going to create, your service is going to create, now on calls when you're actually talking to people, they can actually like, this is different. They feel like, oh, this is for me. This is exactly what I've been looking for versus the thousands of other coaches who are just selling me like general stuff, right? But also now he can actually make content that attracts his ideal client. Like Wincy has a service that creates a specific outcome, like it helps their client go on a specific vacation, right? He can now make content speaking about that service. That makes sense, right? So here's what we did, okay? We took a look at his offer, which was Get Fit for Life, and tailored the back-end systems for it. So on the first couple initial calls, once he joined the mentorship, we had to come up with the offer, of course, right? He's just general, like I help, skinny fat, whatever, blah, 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 like the general shit. So I always tell people to condense down your service into some type of system or process that gets a specific result, okay? So his is the Get Fit for Life. He wants to help people get fit for life, right? But also not sacrifice like, their favorite foods, not have to hit the gym super often, a very like kind of balanced lifestyle is the best way to put it, okay? Now, okay, a lot of people do pretty much sell that, but if we can kind of make it boutique in a type of way, it's going to stand out from the crowd of everybody and their brother trying to be online coaches selling the same thing, okay? So Get Fit for Life. But how do we actually build out those back-end systems? Two big things we implemented was a school community and a Notion dashboard for each and every single one of his clients, okay? So the school community, the way we develop that is we create a video course to help somebody come into that coaching and make the transformation he's trying to help them make, right? So if he's Get Fit for Life, okay, we're going to implement some mindset stuff, some lifestyle stuff, some daily habits, a shopping routine, some learning lessons about all this, right? It's going to be this full-fledged video course that's going to educate their clients on how to get fit for life, all the things they got to know, all the things you got to implement, right? Everything they need. So instead of just like giving them plans and hopefully they can get fit for life, we're going to develop the actual client into the person they need to become to get fit for life, right? So getting fit for life would be a lifestyle. It's not just plans, right? And that's why his old kind of way about going about his service wasn't really working out well, because if his offers Get Fit for Life, he keeps his clients on a hamster wheel because he's only giving them plans but not developing the actual client, then the value proposition isn't there and the coaching business is going to sink. It's going to be like everybody else's, right? It's almost like a false belief. You need to actually get really good client transformations in order to succeed. So we built a video course for each and every single individual that comes into Fit for Life and helps them actually shift their lifestyle, shift their self-identity to achieve the outcome he's selling, which is getting fit for life. And then we implemented a Notion dashboard over here. So I took my fitness coaching dashboard, the one I built over many, many months that I used for my clients to help me scale to $30,000 a month. And I just gave it to him because he joined the mentorship. So we implemented that into his, we customized it towards him. Of course, there's a screenshot of mine. But the one key highlight I want to highlight of the Notion dashboard is having the next test, the weekly test. So, I've come to find out in my 2 years of fitness coaching, a lot of people are just confused on exactly what to do. Like, what's the next steps, right? And so the value is not there if it's just like the same thing each and every single week. You can easily sell high ticket coaching, and you can increase the transformations you have and your client success if you constantly give your clients new tasks, right? If they're just on the hamster wheel of like meal plan, training program, check-ins, it's like you're not really pushing them anywhere else. There's no really steps to your service, right? And so in 6 months from now, they're like the service is the same, so why would they join back or why would they even, buy your next product? But if you constantly are leveling them up, you almost have like a value ladder throughout that coaching service, throughout that 6-month program, right? They constantly feel like there's something new. It keeps them excited, right? It keeps them motivated to stay on top of things. My experience that as well is like, sometimes I'll literally just like kind of change up my client's training program and meal plan, even though it didn't need to be changed, just to keep them excited, right? I noticed when people would start to get unmotivated and kind of fall off the program, 3 months in, because things were just the same. And it's fine that they were the same, but it was getting them results. But the clients need to always have something next to work towards. So that's how we use the Notion dashboard. It's to always continue moving up. Next task can be, okay, watch these video modules, or implement this into your life this week, right? But one other thing we added was the one-on-one weekly check-in calls. So this is how he's able to sell his new high-ticket coaching offer. So before he was selling pretty cheap. I can't exactly remember. I just know he was selling his service way too cheap. So we implemented one-on-one weekly coaching calls for each and every single client. So now they can schedule in a call for 1 hour each and every single week with Cody. Now, people tend to not take up an hour, so don't be scared to implement it into your business. They only tend to take up 10, 15 minutes. This is a nice quick check-in. It's a great value proposition, but also it heavily increases client success. Okay, again, a coaching business is meant to change thoughts and beliefs. So if you aren't working one-on-one on calls with your clients, you're probably not going to get the best transformations. You probably won't give them a bunch of value, so they won't give you a bunch of value back, which is testimonials, right? So we implemented those, and he was able to upsell his old clients, and those old clients also referred a new client into his business with this new system right here. So this turns Cody's coaching from the average hamster wheel service to a staircase towards heaven his clients can walk up. So again, I want to understand the average coaching business, which you may have, sadly, is like a hamster wheel. It's the same thing each and every single week. But as soon as you create your coaching to be like a system or a process that sells a certain outcome. So the shift I made, give you an analogy, is before I was just selling, coaching, but then I created Handsome PR, which helps people create a badass physique. And I created steps to it, right? Once they came into the coaching, there were steps. Each and every single month, there was a transition. There was a next step I wanted my client to make, something I wanted them to move on to, like specific things I wanted them to reach or specific things I wanted them to go watch, right? And then when I showcased that on the calls, they actually saw, okay, over the next 6 months, if I join this coaching program, it's not just like the first week's going to be the same as the last week. It's like, the last week of this coaching program, I'm going to be so many steps ahead. I can see myself going through that video course, hopping on each call, following all the things in the Notion dashboard, and moving myself up the staircase towards heaven, towards my ideal result, of which my coach is telling me, right? That increased the value proposition, actually got people to want to buy in it and even refer other people, right? So you want to make sure your coaching service is, again, selling a specific outcome, but then tailor the back end system to help them create that specific outcome. And again, by doing so, there's less supply, right? You separate yourself from a very crowded industry, a very saturated industry. Now you're that one go-to guy to get fit for life, or now you're that one go-to guy to build a badass physique, or whatever your offer may be, whatever you're best at doing for your clients, you're that go-to guy for that. When you build out your product or service in the back end in a way that helps them achieve that with ease. And there's steps, there's video courses, right? So with a better product, here's what happened. Cody had a better understanding of his solution, helping out his content and messaging. So once we actually built out that back end system, he now boiled down everything that helped him make his transformation and helped his clients make transformations. And by doing so, he was like, oh, now I get how to message inside of my content. Now I get exactly the solution I am selling. And once you have immense clarity on the solution you are selling, it's going to improve your ability to message the people you need to message it in your content, like your ideal client, right? You actually know what to talk about. And by being able to let me restate that. By actually knowing the solution you provide and how it works, like everything that goes into it, now you can abstract things from that and talk about it in your content. And now people see that in your content and they start to actually see how your solution works, how your coaching product works, right? And the better they have clarity on it, the people in your audience, the more clarity they have on how you help them get a solution, the more likely they are to buy, okay? Number 2, Cody had more conviction in his service, and that increased action in sales. As soon as he had a better back-end system, he had a lot more conviction in it. He's like, this is great. I know I can really help people out now. So he took more action, and on the sales calls, he sold more because he was more convicted in his service. And if you aren't convicted in your service, how are you going to sell, man? If your conviction's right here, your client's conviction can only be right here. But if yours is up here, they can come up here, right? So you have to have an amazing product. So you're extremely convicted in it. We're on a call. You're just like, bro, you're dumb if you don't buy into this. This is the one go-to solution. 3, Cody's current clients saw that the increase in value with the service, and he was able to upsell them on his new high-ticket coaching offer. So again, he had a couple clients who were ending a program. So he built out that new high-ticket coaching offer. He got in a call with them. We gave him a little script to go over, right? And at the very end of the call, he was like, hey, I've heavily upgraded my coaching. Okay, this is all the new things to it. If you like to sign on back again, here's the new pricing, but here's also like the discount you're going to get for being, older client of mine. Didn't tell him to give the discount to people. He decided to give the discount to people, but is what it is. Still made money. And number 4, and with a better product, Cody's clients referred a new client to his program, right? Those new clients saw that new program. They're like, this is amazing. And they brought on somebody else. So, conclusion. If your coaching business is stuck or even on the decline, it's because your coaching service is like everybody else's. And to separate yourself, you must build the best product for the customers you are trying to help out. So basically create an A to Z process that helps people achieve a specific outcome with ease, right? Translate that product and how it works into your marketing. So once I heavily understood the solution I was selling, I built on my backend systems. I understood in order to become badass, they have to implement, let's say, something like morning journaling, right? They have to goal set. I was now able to talk about morning journaling and goal setting inside my content. But I always relate that to like my morning journaling is what I've been doing for 4 years, and it's what I get all my clients to do to help them achieve their goals and become badass. And by having that messaging inside of my content, people saw how I helped them achieve the solution of which I was selling, increasing conviction to actually reach out and want to buy in. Right? As soon as your audience can actually see, okay, this is how he helps me, and the more clarity they have on that, the more convicted they are to want to buy. Okay. And number 3, get your clients the results your service promises, so you have undeniable proof you are the go-to guy for, let's say, getting fit for life or creating a badass physique. So once you set your offer, not only do you have to embody it, but your testimonials, your clients have to embody it as well. If you have a bunch of testimonials that don't align with your offer, then people are going to look at them and be scratching their head wondering, but his offers to become badass and his clients are just like getting average results, right? Or his offers to get fit for life. Yeah, his clients are, still overworking, right? Etc. Right? Whatever your offer is, you want to embody it, but you also want your clients to embody it. So when people see those testimonials, they have undeniable conviction that you are the go-to guy for the solution you are selling. Okay. And if you want more information on how to make content that attracts viewers, or I should say attracts buyers and not viewers, I'm going to leave a link down below to this video I uploaded last. It's really good. So let's say you already have like a good product, a good backend system, like you already have the school built out, maybe you have a Notion dashboard, right? Everything's really built out, then this video may help you out. But if you already understand this over here, like your marketing is good, but you're still struggling to get sales, get people to actually buy, and struggling to get good testimonials, then you have watched the right video. Okay. And if you take everything, you build out a good backend system. Again, you need a school, you need a Notion dashboard, okay, one-on-one weekly coaching calls, and you need to think about exactly what's going to happen each and every single week, each and every single month to move your client towards that solution of which you are selling. So at the very end, you get the testimonial of that transformation, and you can share it online. You can share a case study. You can share the story of that transformation that person has made and how they went from, overworking themselves to getting fit for life, or how they went from being insecure to becoming a badass, right? Really showcasing your offer and your ability to actually provide the service of which you say you are selling. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you drop a subscribe in this channel if you want to see more content on how to grow your fitness coaching business. Peace.